Ashlendra sir, please begin.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Very good evening to one and all, and my dear participants. In the connection of the webinar series, today we have the webinar on the harnessing the youth power for a better tomorrow. So today we have the chief guest with us, Sonal Goyal. IAS is the Special Resident Commissioner, Tripura Bhaman, New Delhi. And we also have our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Provost, Sir, Parul University, Professor M.N. Patel, Sir. Now I welcome to you, Sir, and welcome to Ma'am on behalf of the Parul University and behalf of the Parul University Management. And now I over to you, our Assistant Professor Achalendra Katiyar, Sir. Please introduce to our Chief Guest as well as our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir. Over to you, Achalendra Katiyar, Sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a pleasure. Here we have two special guests and Sonal ma'am, and along with Provost Dr. M.N. Patel, sir. And Dr. M.N. Patel is a passionate, driven educationist and visionary who has made a significant mark in the scope of higher education within the state of Gujarat and the nation of India. Currently stands as the Provost of Parul University. He has worked as the Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University for 3 years, as the Principal of LD College of Engineering, Ahmedabad, Gujarat for 10 years. He is a great leader and he has a Bachelor in Civil Engineering degree holders from SP University and Master in Civil Structure Specialist from Gujarat University with a PhD from DD University, Nadiad. His unique academic career is characterized by his adherence towards continuous education. Now I am introducing Sonal ma'am. Sonal Goyal ma'am is a IAS of 2008 batch officer. She has secured All India 13th rank in UPSC 2008. She falls in the Tripura cadre. Presently, she is actively heading the responsibility of Special Resident Commissioner, Tripura Bhavan, New Delhi. She started her journey of civil service as Assistant Collector, West Tripura. Sonal Goyal is a alumni from Sri Ram College of Commerce, Delhi University. She has done BCom Honors, CS Company Secretary from ICSI, New Delhi, LLB from Faculty of Law, New Delhi, and MA Public Policy from IGNOU. She has won more than 24 prestigious awards for her work. She was selected in top 25 women transforming India by Niti Aayog, United Nations and MyGov in September 2016. She also led the Triple BP team to interact with the Honorable President of India on International Women's Day on best practices of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao campaign on 8th of March in 2018. She belongs to District Panipat of Haryana. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, sir. Now over to Dean, sir.
Thank you, Achalendra Katiyar, sir. Now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Provost, Sir, Professor M.N. Patel, sir. Please bless to us with a few words. Now I request you, our Honorable Provost, sir. Please bless to us, sir, so we can start this webinar. Request you, sir.
Sir, Namaskar. It's really a pleasure for me to be a part of such webinar in the inaugural function, as we have got a very good, rather bureaucrat whose contribution to the society in a special area, as it is said that Beti Bachao, Beti Badhao, and lot of more, as it is said that 25 women transforming India. That is really a great contribution, and it is nothing but one of the important area where we have to promote ourselves, we have to develop ourselves. As so far the series of webinar is concerned, altogether in university every day about 8-10 webinars are going on. But whenever we got the speaker like Sonal madam,
in the connection of the webinar series,
our contribution is really became very healthy, as we are hearing a lot of experience, which is a real case studies, and whatever she has contributed, I think will give the inspiration to our viewers as they are hearing her on this occasion. So I welcome Madam, because you are going to speak, so I will not waste more time. But it is my privilege to be joined in inaugural function where you are going to be a resource person and going to talk on a very good topic, that harnessing the youth power. As nowadays what we are observing at university level, so youth are there, but how to harness them and to convert into a power, because there are so many other evils that are at the age of when they are in the college going. So obviously your thoughts, your cases, what you are going to present will be useful to our student and viewers. So my best wishes to the webinar, especially the Dean Faculty of Arts, so that and Mr. Katiyar, who is just coordinator of this program. And as our Faculty of Arts is organizing every week one of the very good webinar, like this week also the good webinar is arranged, and the resource person is also stalwart. So my best wishes, and again I welcome Madam Sonal for this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the blessing words. Thank you very much. And now over to you, Ashilendra Katiyar. Please.
Welcome, ma'am. Now you can start your address.
So, namaste and good evening to everyone. I really feel honored and privileged to be part of this very important webinar being organized by Bharat University, which is based in Vadodara. I always actually feel very, energetic and refreshed whenever I interact with the youth of our country. They are the powerhouse. So when Ashilendra ji actually invited me for the session, and he said, "Ki ma'am, you suggest the topic." So I asked him who would be the audience or who would be the participants. So as he said that there would be the undergraduate students who are there in university, and then various courses students would be there. So I thought to discuss about the topic, which is very much relevant to them. So the topic which we would be discussing today, which I am sure everybody would be appreciating, that why is it important to kind of channelize the positive energy which is existing with the youth for the development of our nation. So the topic says harnessing the youth power for a better tomorrow. Harnessing the youth power for a better tomorrow. Before delving into the topic directly, briefly I would like to mention just few minutes for my journey. As Ashilendra ji ने मुझे बोला था कि थोड़ा सा आप अपने बारे में मैम बताइएगा about your journey, and then I'll definitely would be discussing about the topic. So I come from a district called Panipat in Haryana, and my parents now they are in Delhi. I was doing my graduation from Shri Ram College of Commerce, Delhi University. So I am taking all of you to way back to 2000s, early 2000s. So it was in my third year of graduation in 2003 when I actually came across civil services. I read about civil services. There was nobody in my family who had ever, discussed about this kind of service. And when I read about it, I kind of felt some kind of a spark in my mind, in my heart, and I felt that I should be trying it for doing service for my nation. At that time, I was already doing CS. So at that time, I was in my second stage of CS, and I was in third year of graduation. So it was a difficult choice for me because it would need a shift from the private sector to government sector, because I was already heading towards getting a job in the private sector. Even in after graduation, I was getting placement in one of the very good companies. But then this was a kind of a decision which, this was a challenge which I took. And then when I discussed this with my parents, so my father was very apprehensive. So firstly, the selection in civil services is not sure. Secondly, after selection, which service you will get, which cadre you will get. And then, of course, after cadre, how would your family life be there, and how would you adjust to the changed environment if you don't get a place of posting near to your home. So all these apprehensions came, but then when I had a dialogue and I said ki yes, mujhe ek baar to karne dijiye. So then my father suggested that yes, okay, you try, but you also have a plan B. So a fallback career option that he suggested. So I completed my CS in 2004. I started my LLB. So in same year after completing CS, I took admission into law from Delhi University through entrance examination. And in the same year, I started preparing for civil services. And I also started a part-time job as a company secretary in one of the companies based in Manesar, Gurgaon. So from 2004 to 2007, these things were going on parallelly in my life. So focus was on civil services preparation, attending the regular LLB classes, and of course my part-time job. Life was not easy. There were a lot of challenges, lot of obstacles, both physically, mentally. But it was a kind of commitment which I had given to my own self that कि अगर मैंने ये decision लिया है तो इसको पूरे करने की जिम्मेवारी मेरी है, मेरी खुद की है. So, I appeared for my first attempt in 2006. I wrote mains, but I did not get an interview call. So it was very much disheartening. I really felt depressed. But then I thought कि अब इतनी मेहनत करी है तो एक बार और देंगे. And then I thought कि now I will do such an effort कि I should not be having any repentance on my own self कि मैंने अपने 100% नहीं दिया. So I put all my efforts in my second attempt, and with grace of God, I got selected in that year. So since the result is announced in 2008 May, so my batch is 2008. After selection, I went for training at Lavasna, Mussoorie. Mussoorie was the first academy, was the first hostel for me. And then my cadres were allocated. I joined Tripura in 2009 June. After my marriage, I joined Tripura. And it is a beautiful state located in the northeastern part of the country, which is bordering Bangladesh. There was a difference of language, difference of culture, difference of food habits, difference of the society which I had seen in the northern part of the country. But then I actually felt that maybe it is an opportunity given to me by the Almighty to kind of develop my own self, have that administrative experience of working in a difficult part of the country, and develop my administrative skills. So I worked there from 2009 to 2016, and I did all my field postings there. And after that, I came to Government of Haryana on inter-cadre deputation. I have worked in Haryana for 4 years, and recently I joined back Tripura government again. And now I am posted in Tripura Bhavan as Special Resident Commissioner. So, all these years of service, all these years of administrative experience have taught me a lot of things. There have been a lot of ups and downs, but I always have, derived that satisfaction. I have always derived that motivation from whatever I am doing. So this was briefly about me and my work. Now I would be taking you all for the topic for which you are here today. Harnessing the youth power for a better tomorrow. Let me begin by, quoting a very famous quote by Swami Vivekananda ji. He said, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is achieved. So you have to keep walking. You have to kind of, keep continuing your efforts until you achieve your goal. We all know that the future of humanity, the future of our generation, the future of the coming generation depends on what the present generation is doing. So हम इस वक्त क्या कर रहे हैं, या जो यूथ इस वक्त कॉलेज में है, स्कूल में है, वो लोग कैसे बिहेव कर रहे हैं, या फ्यूचर में उनका माइंडसेट कैसे डेवलप होता है, उस पे डिपेंड करेगा कि हमारी सोसाइटी आगे आने वाले सालों में, आगे आने वाले 10, 20, 30, 50 सालों में कैसे प्रोग्रेस करेगी. So the future of humanity and the planet lies in the hands of our younger generation. So it is very important that we empower them, we engage with them, and we enrich the young India. India Skills Report 2020 said that in our country, millennials, I am talking about millennials, contributing 47% of country's working population. So India Skills Report ने ये बोला कि हमारी देश में 47% of the working population है वो millennials है, जो कि मतलब 2000 के बाद में जिनका ये हुआ. I am Why I'm saying that is that we all know कि India is the youngest country in the world. So by youngest country we mean कि जो 15 से 45 का जो एज ग्रुप है उसके अंतर्गत हमारी जो पॉपुलेशन है वो वर्ल्ड लेवल पे हाईएस्ट है. सो वी हैव द हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ पीपल हु आर इन दिस एज ग्रुप व्हिच इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी प्रोडक्टिव. Therefore, we have the option of reaping this demographic dividend. It is very important we channelize this demographic dividend. Therefore, we are talking about harnessing the youth power. It is very important to harness their potential and their qualities which they are having. I will take back you all to recall what we all faced in last year, even though I know ki memories may not be good or memories may be not be soothing to remind us of our own self, the kind of challenge we all faced in the 2020. Since March 2020 हम लोगों को सबको एक अलग तरीके का एनवायरनमेंट अपने आसपास देखने को मिला. Life, I would mention that that humanity was put to a challenge which nobody actually expected that we would be facing. But it was our resilience, it was our strength that we not only fought, but we also tried to overcome it. Schools may, we saw that kids are having online classes. Offices may work from home. All kind of changes. We were not interacting physically with people. Our socializing stopped. We were not going to parties. We were not going to restaurants. Even today, we are not going to cinema halls. So all these kind of changes in the system, in the changes in the society, which we saw in the last year, we never expected. But why I'm mentioning about COVID-19 is that at the same time, COVID-19 also led us to reflect what we have been doing in past few years, assess what is important for us as an individual, and learn new things. We could give more time to hobbies. We could give more time to, our families. This was a plus point. Also, COVID-19 saw that the younger people, the young generation came out with a lot of innovations at our own country level. I would like to cite few examples here. In Kerala, there was a group of people which started mask vending machine in Kerala. And then when the government saw that it was a good initiative, they supported it under Kerala Startup Mission, KSUM. So this mask vending machine was innovated locally in the state, which was then supported by the government under the mission. Students of IIT Guwahati, they innovated low-cost intubation boxes. Students of IIT Mumbai, they innovated low-cost mechanical ventilators. So why I am sharing all these examples? Because this is the power being shown by our younger people, the younger generation who are doing it at their own level. We saw that various apps were used, and most of the apps have been developed by the young minds. Honorable Prime Minister launched Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan in May 2020, Honorable Prime Minister launched. And it was a clarion call to boost the local economy, to support the local initiatives. We have seen across the country so many people coming forth. Recently, we are having an All India Toy Fair. And the kind of mobilization now we are seeing for our support towards handlooms, handicraft. It is irrespective of the state, it is across all the states, and it is irrespective of gender, it is irrespective of the class. So I am mentioning these points because I feel that you all should be aware of the government schemes, you all should be aware of the government programs, and try to take benefit, try to also contribute towards the implementation. ये बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कि आपको इसके बारे में पता हो कि हमारे देश में इम्पोर्टेंट स्कीम्स प्रोग्राम्स क्या हैं, हम लोग उसमें बेनिफिट कैसे ले सकते हैं, या आप उसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में कैसे आप हेल्प कर सकते हैं. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर आवर यंगर जनरेशन टू नो. I would also like to invite your attention to United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Why are SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals important? I am sure आप सबको पता होगा about the SDG 2030 agenda. So there are 17 goals which are talking about, poverty, reduction in poverty, reducing inequality, reduction in gender inequality, improving income generation, so on and so forth. So there are, various numbers of sustainable development goals. 17 goals हैं जो कि across all the UN nations they have been adopted. And in India, we are talking about localize the agenda. So localize the agenda means that the sustainable development goal 2030 में जो 17 goals हैं उनको achieve कैसे करेंगे, उसके लिए it has to percolate down. So from top level it has to come to the grassroots level. So for that what is required is, for example, if we talk about Panchayati Raj, so in the 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj, it has to come down to the lowest level. So the implementation should be at the Panchayat or the Gram Panchayat level. To just give you, few examples of how we are trying to achieve is that, we have in our country across the states, we have decentralized governance. So decentralized governance would mean in a district you have a deputy commissioner, then you have an SDM, and then you also have a BDO, and then उनके नीचे तहसीलदार होंगे या ग्राम पंचायत ऑफिसर होंगे. तो ये जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन है ये एक डिप्टी कमिश्नर अकेले इंश्योर नहीं कर सकता है, नहीं कर सकती है. It has to go up to the level of the Gram Panchayat. If we talk about Swachh Bharat Mission, Clean India Mission, तो हमारा जो स्वच्छ भारत मिशन है, it is actually directly related to the SDG of clean water sanitation. स्वच्छ भारत मिशन, नमामि गंगा प्रोजेक्ट, रिवर गंगा को जो क्लीन करने का जो प्रोजेक्ट है, it is actually being linked directly to clean water, the SDG which is talking about clean water sanitation. If we talk about Beti Bachao Beti Padhao program, it is directly, indirectly contributing to the SDG which talks about gender equality. Gender equality को address करने के लिए ना सिर्फ बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ program, but we have n number of other programs being run by Ministry of WCD, run by Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Panchayat, all these things, if you're talking about reduction in air pollution, if you're talking about, noise pollution, so ये सभी जितने भी हमारे flagship programs हैं, schemes हैं, they are directly, indirectly related to SDG 2030 agenda. And as younger generation, you should be aware of these. And I would like to mention here that at the national level, Niti Aayog is looking after the implementation of these agendas at the national level. And of course, at the state level, they have different organizations. Some states have formed some bodies at the state level, which are kind of, monitoring the implementation of SDGs, which are compiling the data, doing the reporting. So all these are there across all the states. But at the national level, Niti Aayog basically इसको monitor करता है, इसको coordinate करता है. If we are, talking about now, I think I should talk more about what the youth actually can do, or how do we foresee youth as, contributing. When I talked about the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, I would again like to mention about one more initiative of the government, which is Atal Innovation Mission. Atal Innovation Mission again is basically, being coordinated by Niti Aayog. In Atal Innovation Mission, they have been, inviting the younger people, inviting the people across the country to innovate and share their ideas. And then they are getting the support as an entrepreneur. They are getting this support as a startup. In Bangalore, some group of students innovated filters for air purification. In Bhubaneswar, Mrs. Debashri Padhi, she invented Agnis. उन्होंने अपने project का नाम Agnis दिया, which was a kind of a cooking gas stove which was, जिसमें धुआं नहीं आता है, which was smokeless. I am not sure what exactly innovation was there, but I read these examples, and then they are getting support under the Atal Innovation Mission. So I am mentioning all this because you also can, try to get an idea about what these schemes are, what these, initiatives are, and also kind of you can, हम लोग सिर्फ job seeker ना बने, हम लोग job creators बने, and we also should try to become entrepreneurs. We should try to create employment. This is also very important. Therefore, I am mentioning all these things to you. Now, social media के बारे में मैं बात करना चाहूंगी. The digital interventions which we are having, in government also we are having lot of digital interventions. Our offices are becoming paperless. If we talk about the citizen service delivery, most of the services across the country in various states, they are becoming, online available. If you want to get a birth certificate, a death certificate, marriage certificate, so most of the things are being done online. It is reducing the time. It is also ensuring that the services are delivered effectively. But also, it is also increasing the responsibility, of government, which is very nice. And also the kind of response mechanism which we had earlier, now it is much more effective because you get a complaint on WhatsApp, and then you are trying to respond to that as early as possible. If I talk about social media, social media is very much important now. Even all the major departments, if we see the ministries in Government of India, various state governments, they are having their accounts on Twitter, Facebook pages, Instagram. Now, of course, Koo is also there. And it acts in both the ways. So one way is that we are sharing the information about the government programs. We are sharing information about the activities, about the schemes, what benefits the people, the citizens can obtain. But also it is also allowing the citizens to kind of tag the concerned department, tag the concerned officer, and then kind of take action, kind of have an effective service delivery. But for students, how social media is relevant? It is very relevant in the sense that you get updates very timely, you get updates very quickly. There is a lot of material which is available online, which is freely accessible. You don't even need to pay. But I would also like to mention that we all should try to use social media, with a caution. You should prioritize how much time you are willing to devote to social media. आप कितना टाइम अपने दिन से आप उस पे लगाना चाहते हैं, कितना लगा सकते हैं, और जो टाइम लगा रहे हैं, that should be useful. So the time should be productive time, and it should benefit you in some way or the other. So if you are looking at any website, your time please. जो वेबसाइट्स में अच्छी इन्फॉर्मेशन है, जिन ट्विटर हैंडल्स में आपको मोटिवेशन मिलता है, जिन फेसबुक पेज को देख के यू गेट टू लर्न समथिंग न्यू, जस्ट फॉलो देम, उन्हीं पे टाइम लगाइए. अदरवाइज देयर इज लॉट ऑफ कंटेंट विच मे आल्सो बी मिसलीडिंग. Another risk of social media is that there is lot of fake news, false information being circulated, and sometimes it happens that it is being reshared without even checking the authenticity. So it is very important that जो भी आप information share कर रहे हो, repost कर रहे हो, उसको check करो that it is correct or not, and then only reshare. We should never become part of the chain which is circulating fake news, which is circulating this kind of what to say, hate material. Now especially on Twitter, we see so many people writing, unparliamentary language. They can use any kind of words. So I would request the younger people should, desist from that. Cyberbullying. Never, we should never kind of support these activities. So also one important, day which we are going to celebrate now is upcoming International Women's Day on 8th of March. We have been celebrating this day since years, and still, why don't we celebrate an International Men's Day? Of course, we have an International Men's Day, but still we do not celebrate, or we do not, observe it with such a grandeur the way we are doing for the International Women's Day. So why we are supposed to do this? The simple reason is that International Women's Day is a kind of, reinforcement in our mind that still women are not equal in our society. Still, lot of things need to be done, right? So that gender parity जो हम बात करते हैं हमारे देश में या बाकी भी देशों में, including the western part of the world, still there are some, levels of difference between the way a female is progressing or a male is progressing. I am not discouraging any gender. The only thing is that male and female are to be treated as equal in the society. And male and female both are supporting each other. That is important. And even in our country, a lot of positive changes are coming. If we see the younger generation, they are very much, appreciative of the needs of each other. When both wife and husband are working, so we have seen that even husbands are supporting wives in their household domestic chores. So positive things are coming, but it is still a very long way to go. I think that still a lot needs to be done, and it is up to the younger generation that if we take this thing seriously, if they respect their women counterparts at their home, at their school, at the college, at their work front, I think a lot more can be done. I would like to, thank you all to about the topic, how we harness the youth power for a better tomorrow. So better tomorrow का क्या मीनिंग हुआ कि हम जहाँ पे आज हैं, कल हमें इससे अच्छा चाहिए. तो वो अच्छा किस चीज में चाहिए कि हमारे पास क्लीनर एयर हो, क्लीन एनवायरनमेंट हो. हम कैसा देखना चाहेंगे? हम अपने बच्चों को ऐसा देखना चाहेंगे एक सोसाइटी जिसमें म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट हो. एक रिस्पेक्ट हो, चाहे वो सीनियर सिटीजन हो, चाहे वो एक महिला हो, चाहे वो गरीब हो, चाहे वो बहुत ही सुपर रिच हो, चाहे वो एक एक्टर हो, चाहे वो एक एक क्लास टीचर हो, एक प्रोफेसर हो. सबको एक रिस्पेक्ट मिलना चाहिए, म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट मिलना चाहिए. देयर शुड बी पैरिटी से there should be gender balance. There should not be inequality. Economic development. So unless and until we have financial empowerment of both male and female, this economic development would not come. And of course peace and harmony. So these are the few points जो मुझे लगा कि better tomorrow का क्या मीनिंग हो सकता है. तो better tomorrow क्या हो सकता है कि हमारे पास एक अच्छा वातावरण हो जिसमें हम सांस ले रहे हैं सुबह उठ के, हम अपने फिजिकल और मेंटल हेल्थ पे ध्यान दें, साथ ही साथ हम एक ऐसे समाज में काम करें जिसके अंतर्गत हम आपस में एक दूसरे को रिस्पेक्ट कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो मेल और फीमेल हो, दोनों के लिए वो सोसाइटी सिक्योर हो. हमें ये सोचना ना पड़े कि एक लड़की रात को घर से लेट आ रही है, घर पे लेट आ रही है, तो उसको कुछ हो तो नहीं जाएगा, कोई क्राइम तो नहीं कमिट हो जाएगा. इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट हो कि ये जो अभी इनइक्वालिटीज अक्रॉस द क्लास एंड स्ट्रेटा है उसको हम कम से कम करें, एंड वी हैव ओवरऑल पीस एंड हार्मनी. This is what I assume that we would have a better tomorrow. So अगर आप ये कर देखना चाहते हैं तो what you should be doing today. अगर आप नहीं करेंगे, अगर हम नहीं करेंगे, तो we will never be able to achieve this better tomorrow. So हम इसमें क्या करें? So I actually, when I was writing my points for the session, I actually delved into 4 things. So 4 things. पहला क्या होना चाहिए? Planet. Second, people. Third, purpose. And fourth, of course, profit. I termed it as 4 P's. So planet, what is important is to have a green planet. So what I discussed is कि focus on 4 P's. Focus on planet कि हमारी अर्थ में हम better, अर्थ को better कैसे बनाएं? How do we make earth a better place to live in? People. Investing in human resource is very important. So human resource में उनकी education में, उनकी क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ में, उनकी स्किल्स ट्रेनिंग में इन्वेस्ट करना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. पर्पस, आपने अगर कोई इनिशिएटिव लिया, कोई करियर चूज किया या कोई वेंचर चूज किया, सो व्हाई हैव यू टेकन इट? what is the purpose of you choosing this profession? What is the purpose of you choosing mass communication or journalism as a profession? What is it? एंड ऑफ कोर्स प्रॉफिट मैंने इसलिए बोला कि कोई भी इनिशिएटिव लेंगे या कुछ भी हम चूज करते हैं तो वो जब तक फाइनेंशियली वायबल नहीं होगा, इट वुड नॉट बी सस्टेनेबल. तो सस्टेनेबल बनाने के लिए उसको मैं प्रॉफिट तो मैंने जस्ट उसको क्योंकि उसके एक्रोनिम के लिए मैंने 4 पीस किए, बट आई वुड लाइक टू से दैट इट शुड बी फाइनेंशियली वायबल एंड सस्टेनेबल, राइट? सो ये प्लैनेट, पीपल एंड पर्पस एंड प्रॉफिट, इसको अगर हम ध्यान में रखते हुए कोई चीज करेंगे तो आई एम श्योर इट वुड बी वेरी इफेक्टिव एंड इट वुड बी सस्टेनेबल, यू नो. सो माय फ्रेंड्स, व्हाट would be the takeaways from my session? Let me, मैं अब briefly I am going towards the conclusion, because in the end I am sure there would be some questions and I would really love to interact with the students. So what could be the takeaways from my session? The first takeaway would be ki how do we build a better tomorrow? Please, after my session, if you have some time, go and reflect from your own self. आप खुद से सोचिए कि हम better tomorrow में हम क्या देखना चाहते हैं and how do we do that? If you have people around you, observe them, उनकी लाइफ में क्या कमी है, आपका जो काम आप सोच रहे हो, आपके उस काम से उनको क्या फायदा होगा या आपके काम से सोसाइटी को क्या फायदा होगा, ये भी सोचना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. We also should have the approach of giving back to society. We always complain कि हमारे पास ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, but do we ever think of that? No, we are not, doing for the society. I have seen in my own administrative career humongously good people who are coming forth with administration, not only in their individual capacity but also as an organization, NGO, civil society organizations, जो कि administration का काम आसान करते हैं. COVID-19 में we have seen so many people coming forth, so many organizations coming forth and helping and assisting the administration in feeding the migrant workers, in feeding the people living in slums, So, I mean, the power and potential which we possess as human beings is immense. There is no limit to it. So, इस strength को हम लोग अपने अंदर realize करें, and we all should be kind of thinking of giving back to society. Gender bias, issues of education, issue of illiteracy, caste prejudices, all this we should be tackling. All these are social issues, but ये social issues तभी address हम कर पाएंगे जब हमारा mindset में हम change लाने की कोशिश करेंगे. So, taking these things in your mind is very important, because unless and until we change our mindset, we won't be able to have that gender parity, we won't be able to have that equality in our mind. Use digital technology, social media to your advantage, to the benefit of the society, to the benefit of sharing positive things in the society. And in the end, I would just like to mention that we all know a nation is built big not by its building, but the nation is built big by its people. India is fortunate to have the resource of its people, the human resource, the demographic dividend. So we as the youth of our country, we have the responsibility of taking our country forward. And I am very much sure, I am very much hopeful that our country would be seeing the better days. We all would be having a better tomorrow. And my best wishes to all of you. आप लोग जो भी काम करें उसमें आपको सफलता मिले, और जहां भी रहें यही कोशिश कीजिए कि आपके एक्शन से किसी को बेनिफिट हो. I think you will feel more happiness, you will derive more happiness from a small act which can be kindful to the other person. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. अगर कोई questions हैं, if there is any feedback, any question, any query, I would be very happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I have some questions. First question is that Lodi team. Am I audible, ma'am?
हाँ जी, बताइए. Yes, you are audible. Yes.
So how the youth should react?
Your voice your voice is echoing, I think. Voice is echoing. Now it is mute, I think.
Yes, ma'am. Now I'm audible.
हाँ बोलिए बोलिए. Yes.
This is a question from Nadeep saying how the youth should react to the global economical and political changes.
Global economic and political changes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So it is very important to understand that there, I mean, we have n number of countries in the world, but not every country is as much important as few countries may be. So what I'm trying to say is that there might be n number of changes occurring across various countries, but not everything would be relevant to us as Indians. We have to understand this point that we need not be disturbed. First of all, we need not, take every change which is occurring in, the other countries that it is going to impact us directly. Many things, I'm sure, directly, indirectly, they impact, because we are living in an interrelated world. So interrelated may we are, globalization hai. So we are, having trade relations with various countries. We have cultural relations with various countries. But my suggestion to the youth is that politically, you all should be conscious. It is important to be conscious. But also, it is important to understand that not everything which is changing politically might be relevant for us. And we also would be having a limited role. अगर आपको कोई चीज अच्छी नहीं भी लग रही है, तो at this stage you would be having a limited role. So if you're actually thinking that this should be like this, ये ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, या हमें as a Indian, हमें उस country के साथ ऐसे we should progress our relations in that direction. So try and think of coming into Indian foreign service. I mean, this is only one suggestion that कि we have different avenues of, we have different chambers of commerce, we have chambers of trade, we have chambers of industry, and also these multilateral organizations like BRICS. So I am also an honorary advisor at BRICS CCI, so BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I am also an honorary advisor at that forum. So, and I am interacting with the youth across these BRICS nations. So why I'm mentioning is that कि सब कुछ important नहीं है कि आपके लिए relevant हो. ये political consciousness आना बहुत अच्छी बात है. आपको पता होना चाहिए, but take it in a positive stride. And when we are talking about the economic changes globally, of course, again, I would say that, you are living in a kind of interconnected world. Globalization has made this import and export kind of almost inevitable. We are dependent. Many things our country is supplying, many things we are taking from outside. So when the changes are happening, of course, it will affect us. But अगर आप उस कैपेसिटी में है या ऐसा कुछ कर सकते हैं जिससे इंडिया के ट्रेड को बढ़ावा मिले, जिससे इंडिया की इकोनॉमी में रिवाइवल को हम लाने में मदद करें, जिससे हम जीडीपी की ग्रोथ में कंट्रीब्यूट करें, तो प्लीज गो अहेड. गवर्नमेंट इज ट्राइंग एट इट्स ओन लेवल, बट इट वुड बी एक्चुअली वेरी गुड इफ वी हैव मोर एंटरप्रेन्योर्स. जो मैंने बात अपने लेक्चर के बीच में भी कही थी कि if we all become job seekers, like I also was a job seeker, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever, but at that time मेरे पास शायद वो ऑप्शन नहीं था कि मैं अपना कुछ सेटअप कर पाऊँ. मेरी फैमिली सिचुएशन ऐसी नहीं थी कि मैं अपना कुछ कर पाती. आज शायद मैं ऐसा कर पाऊंगी इफ आई मूव फ्रॉम सिविल सर्विसेज. आज मैं कर पाऊंगी क्योंकि मुझे एक्सपीरियंस भी मिला, और मैंने जो है थोड़ा बहुत अपने जो है अपना, अब मैंने अपना सैलरी भी मेरे बैंक अकाउंट में है. उस टाइम में आई डिड नॉट हैव द करेज, बट टुडे इफ आई वांट टू डू मूविंग फ्रॉम द सर्विस, आई कैन डू. सो व्हाई आई एम मेंशनिंग इज कि अगर आपके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी है तो वी ऑल शुड ट्राई टू बिकम एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, बी एम्प्लॉयमेंट क्रिएटर. स्किल्स ट्रेनिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर आपका कोई ऐसा बिजनेस है जिसमें आप लोगों को सिखा रहे हैं, ट्रेड सिखा रहे हैं, तो बहुत ही अच्छी बात है. एंड आई थिंक दिस changes in the global economy would continue because things would keep continuing. Change is constant, so things will keep changing. It is up to us that how we adapt to it.
Thank you, ma'am. I have another question from Gopi Sa. Good evening, ma'am. My question to you is, how do we stop the brain drain that is happening in our country? How can we stop that?
फर्स्ट जो मैंने बात कही कि अब हमारे देश में भी एक तो बात ये है कि many young people are coming with the innovations at their own level and they are getting support under the startup missions. सो लास्ट 4 से 5 सालों में बहुत सारे आप अगर आई डोंट हैव द डेटा एग्जैक्टली बट आई हैव रेड समवेयर दैट अक्रॉस द कंट्री ऑफ कोर्स देयर आर सम स्टेट्स जिसमें स्टार्टअप इनोवेशंस ज्यादा हुए बट कुछ स्टेट्स में कम हुए बट नाउ दे आर प्रमोटिंग सो समटाइम्स वी आल्सो फील दैट देयर इज इंफॉर्मेशन डेफिसिट कि पता भी नहीं है कि दिस काइंड ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी एग्जिस्ट एंड frankly, when COVID-19 came in, we saw so many people taking innovations at their level. मैंने 2-3 एग्जांपल्स शेयर भी किए, उसके अलावा बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स हैं अगर आप नेट पे देखेंगे इनोवेशंस ड्यूरिंग कोविड-19 अगर आप डालेंगे तो हम लोग इंडियंस ने हमने कितना कुछ किया उसमें एंड व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ब्रेन ड्रेन so if we start creating employment opportunities, if we start supporting these innovations, then we definitely would be stopping the talented Indian educated youth to go to other countries to work there and settle there. तो ये एक प्रयास है जो ऑलरेडी शुरू हो चुका है. It is also important for the youth to think that their services are required much more at a much more gravity in our country than the maybe the other country. So why they are going? वहाँ पे maybe pay package high है, वहाँ पे living conditions better हैं. We all understand कि वहाँ पे clean air है. You are not having that kind of a political system. But हमारी इंडिया की जो ब्यूटी है, आप अपने देश में रहेंगे, अपने लोगों के साथ जुड़ के रहेंगे. You will be able to take care of your parents, your family. You will be having your social system. अगर उसमें आप रह के कुछ यहाँ करें तो आई थिंक दैट इज ऑलवेज बेटर एंड नाउ opportunities are coming. Many private companies are operating at a very good level and they are having the net profit या उनका net worth जो है वो वर्ल्ड लेवल में ग्लोबल लेवल में इट्स एट अ वेरी हाई. उसमें इंडियन कंपनीज भी हैं उसके अंदर लिस्ट के अंदर. तो आई ओनली इट्स सो आई वुड से इट्स अ टू वे प्रोसेस. फर्स्ट प्रोसेस यही है कि हम उनको यहाँ पे रिटेन करने के लिए, यूथ को रिटेन करने के लिए अट्रैक्टिव एम्प्लॉयमेंट होना चाहिए. अगर इनोवेशंस हैं उनको सपोर्ट करने की जो है जिम्मेवारी है. साथ ही साथ में यूथ ऑल्सो नीड टू थिंक दैट दे आर इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर दिस नेशन एंड उनका अगर कोई टैलेंट है वो हमारे देश के लिए वो यूज हो. दैट इज ऑल्सो वन थिंग विच यूथ ऑल्सो शुड थिंक ऑफ.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And another question from Pritesh Srivastav. How to prepare for IAS after engineering?
How to prepare for
How to prepare for IAS after engineering?
After engineering.
Yes.
So after engineering it would depend कि आप after engineer कर क्या रहे हैं. कि after engineering what you are doing वो important है कि आप कोई further कोई you are doing some other course or you have started job. Why I am saying is कि सिविल सर्विसेज की प्रिपरेशन आप जब भी स्टार्ट करें 2 साल कम से कम आप मान के चलिए आपको चाहिए. एटलीस्ट 2 years you will need. So 1 year goes in the actual examination from prelims to interview and 1 year goes आप तैयारी में. So initially few months you do a kind of a combined study for prelims and mains and then you focus on mains and then जब prelims का एग्जाम होता है तो आप prelims की तैयारी करके 2 महीने आप prelims का एग्जाम देते हो. So 2 years मिनिमम चाहिए बट इसमें एक्चुअली यू वुड नीड आई वुड से कि मिनिमम 8 to 10 hours तो मिनिमम रोज पढ़ना है. सो इफ यू आर इनटू सम काइंड ऑफ एन असाइनमेंट जिसमें आप इतना टाइम नहीं निकाल पा रहे हैं तो इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट कि आप वो कोशिश करें कितना टाइम निकले और ये जो टाइम निकालेंगे ये एक फोकस्ड स्टडी होना चाहिए. ऐसे नहीं कि जस्ट यू आर जस्ट रीडिंग एंड रीडिंग. सो इट इज अ क्वालिटी विच इज इम्पोर्टेंट नॉट द क्वांटिटी. एंड ऑफ कोर्स ये थोड़ा सस्टेन करना पड़ेगा आपको तैयारी को मैं डिटेल में यहाँ नहीं बता पाऊंगी क्योंकि सेशन हमारा लिमिटेड अब टाइम रह गया है. If anybody of you are interested for knowing more about civil services preparation, I have a YouTube channel by the name of Sonal Goyal IAS. मेरा Facebook पेज भी है, उसमें मेरे कुछ वीडियोस अपलोडेड हैं about civil services examination preparation. You can go at the YouTube channel and you can actually see. So I have done 3-4 sessions on civil services preparation. तो आप वहां जाके डिटेल में आप मेरे सेशंस को देख सकते हैं, क्योंकि ये एक प्रॉपरली इट्स अ वेरी काइंड ऑफ डिफिकल्ट एंड अ सिस्टमैटिक प्रोसेस व्हिच नीड टू बी फॉलोड. सो मैं अभी इतना ही बता पाऊंगी इसके लिए.
Yes, very good evening, madam. Myself is Professor Ramesh Kumar Rawat. I am Dean Faculty
गुड
for
इवनिंग. गुड
Spartan
इवनिंग.
University,
जी जी.
and I'm working as a professor in Journalism Mass Communication Department. And I thank to Mr. Achalinder Katia to give me opportunity to interact with you. And we are very thankful to you, ma'am. And I really very impressed with your career journey. You told about your up and downs, and you faced the various of the challenges. And after that, you cleared the IAS examination. Right now, you are on this position. So my question that, because the present scenario in the rural and urban and semi-urban area and city area, and in the metro cities, the different kind of the youth, they have the different kind of the education level, and different kind of the technology they have. Some are not the technical sound, some are the very much technical sound, some are belong from the very rich families, some from the farmers family and the poor families. So what kind of the message you want to give the all kind of the youth, and how they can improve to their self, and how they can contribute in the and build up the nation, and how they can improve to their self, and how they can get the job and all these things, so they can also contribute in the society as well as in the nation. Because we have the different categories of the youth in the entire country, and the very few people, they have very good opportunities and the facilities in their family, but most of the youth are belong from the rural area, and they don't have the such kind of the facilities. So what kind of the message you want to give?
Thank you, Professor Saab. So first of all, I would like to mention that in our education system, a huge responsibility lies with the teachers and the professors. So when you're talking about the candidates coming from all kind of backgrounds, so by that we mean that they are from rural as well as the urban background. Also, they are, some are very rich families, some are lower income, some are middle and poor income. So as the parents are, their guardian and support at home, in the same manner, the parents, the teachers, the professors, all the teaching staff which is there at the school and college, they are the guardians of the students. So, we all should be always having that gratitude, and we all should be appreciating the efforts of the teaching faculty, for the efforts which they are putting. It is also important to, for the teaching faculty to understand the importance of their guidance being given to the students. So the way you would, for example, in my own life, I would like to share a small example. When I was in class 6, my school changed. When I was in class 6, because our house had shifted, so my school changed, and I found it difficult to adjust in the new school. And ऐसा हुआ कि class 6 में ऐसा हुआ कि I got kind of very poor marks, just near to the passing marks, which had never happened with me. I was not till class 6, I was not a top scorer, but हाँ मेरा average marks आता था. And 6th में क्या हुआ कि it was a kind of a shock for me कि how it happened. मतलब मैं अगर फिर ऐसा रहा तो मैं अगले साल fail ही हो जाऊंगी. So this kind of thing came. So when I went to class 7, I was kind of still not able to understand that how will I improve. Then there were 2 or I think 3 I would say 3 teachers in my school, in the new school, who actually supported me. So one ma'am was teaching Sanskrit, but she said ki beta, you try to improve your handwriting. So she said कि आप पढ़ रहे हो, आपको आता भी है, but the way you are writing, not many of us are able to read. तो उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि गर्मियों की छुट्टियों में आप प्रैक्टिस करो, आप अपनी हैंड राइटिंग इम्प्रूव करने की कोशिश करो. एंड आई एक्चुअली डिड, एंड इट एक्चुअली हेल्प मी. आई एम टेलिंग इट फ्रैंकली, इट एक्चुअली हेल्प मी. सिमिलरली देयर वर अदर टीचर्स हु गाइडेड मी कि मैं कैसे करूं, क्या करूं. 7th में आई improved a lot, and from 8th to 12th I was always among the top 3 in my school. So you know, एक गर्ल जिसने 5th तक कभी टॉप नहीं किया, 6th में वो फेल होने की लेवल पे आ चुकी थी, उसने 7th में संभाला, और फिर उसके बाद में स्कूल में ऐसा कोई फंक्शन नहीं गया जिसमें उसको अवार्ड नहीं मिला. I got scholarships. And I was the first one from my school to get selected into Shriram College of Commerce. मेरे स्कूल से कभी किसी बच्चे का श्रीराम कॉलेज का कोई सोचता भी नहीं था कि हमारा होगा. कॉमर्स का एक वन ऑफ द बेस्ट इंस्टीट्यूट्स है हमारे पूरे एशिया में. आई गॉट दैट कट ऑफ मार्क्स. तो ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें, मैं ये सिर्फ बात इसलिए कह रही हूँ कि जो आपने बात अपॉर्चुनिटीज की कही है, अपॉर्चुनिटीज ये जरूरी नहीं है कि सबको मिले. वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट दिस. द वर्ल्ड इज नॉट इक्वल, द सोसाइटी इज नॉट इक्वल.
Very true.
अगर हम सबको सब कुछ मिल गया होता तो फिर ये लाइफ का पर्पस ही नहीं रहता कि हम लोग मेहनत करके उसको अचीव कर रहे हैं. एंड बिकॉज आई डिड दैट हार्ड वर्क इन माई लाइफ, मैं सिविल सर्विसेज के बारे में सोचा, मैंने ये सोचा कि मैं देश के लिए कुछ करूं, और उसके बाद भी मैं लाइफ में कंटिन्यू करती गई. मैंने त्रिपुरा में 7 साल काम किया, मैंने वहां पे रह के सारा फील्ड पोस्टिंग्स किया. हरियाणा में मैंने काम किया, उसके बाद अब मैं त्रिपुरा वापस ज्वाइन किया है. और जो मैं आपके साथ आज सेशन कर रही हूँ, ये कोई मेरा प्रोफेशनल कमिटमेंट नहीं है एक्चुअली. मतलब आई एम नॉट बाउंड टू डू दिस, बट आई ओनली डू बिकॉज ऑफ द रीजन आई फील कि शायद मैंने जो अपनी लाइफ में थोड़ा बहुत मैंने सीखा, अगर मेरे एक्सपीरियंस से, मेरे अगर थिंकिंग से अगर किसी को कोई फायदा हो, आई शुड बी शेयरिंग माई थॉट्स, आई शुड बी शेयरिंग माई एक्सपीरियंस. सो जो आपने प्रोफेसर साहब जो बात बोली कि यूथ के लिए क्या मैसेज है, देखिए यूथ के लिए मेरा मैसेज यही है. सबसे पहली बात, आपकी लाइफ में फोकस क्या है ये क्लियर होना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. सो व्हाट इज द बर्निंग पर्पस इन योर लाइफ. मेरा अभी रिसेंटली लास्ट वीक एक टेडेक्स टॉक था हंसराज कॉलेज के बच्चों के साथ. उसमें जो टॉपिक था दैट वाज अगेंस्ट ऑल ऑड्स. सो अगेंस्ट ऑल ऑड्स टॉपिक था, जिसमें मैंने उनके साथ में, ऑफ कोर्स इट वाज अ वन वे बिकॉज TEDx इज अ वेरी स्ट्रक्चर्ड फॉर्मेट. तो उसमें मैंने शुरुआत ही उससे की कि वो कॉमर्स के बच्चों के साथ था. तो मैंने उनसे आई स्टार्टेड माय टॉक इन द वे कि इफ व्हाट इज द immediate odd you foresee you could face in near future. So one odd which you could foresee is that you are doing graduation, you're preparing for MBA, and unfortunately you don't get admission into a good B school, you don't qualify with a good score in CAT. Then what will you do? So this thought is very important कि हमें लाइफ में फोकस होके क्या करना है. अगर हम वो नहीं कर पाते हैं तो हम क्या करेंगे, you know. So this is important, and I understand कि limitations हैं. Even you know, मेरी लाइफ में limitations थी, आप सबकी लाइफ में limitations रहेंगी, but this purpose, this focus and determination will help us to sail. हो सकता है सक्सेस आपको पहली बार में ना मिले, but you know, if you keep trying, you will definitely get. I fully appreciate the point that there are still many students living in our rural part of the country जिनको access to opportunities नहीं है, उनको study material उतना available नहीं होता, या you know, there are still problems of connectivity, there are still problems of you know a good college or a good institute which is providing higher education. इसीलिए मैंने ये बात की कि जो हमारी युवा जनरेशन है वो इस बारे में सोचे कि हम एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप को कैसे बढ़ावा दें, हम ऐसा कोई स्टेप लें जिससे हम उस एरिया में लोगों को बेनिफिट दें. तो अगर आपके पास कैपेबिलिटी है कि आप कोई स्कूल ओपन कर सकते हैं, कोई कॉलेज एस्टैब्लिश कर सकते हैं, कोई हायर एजुकेशन में कोई वोकेशनल स्किल ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट कर सकते हैं एस्टैब्लिश, व्हिच आई नो इट इज नॉट वेरी इजी, बट अगर आप कर सकते हैं तो उसको कीजिए. सो यू नो, तो माय मैसेज टू द यंग इंडिया इज दैट identify your purpose of life, realize your potential, give your 100%, and with your focus and determination you will definitely achieve. And also it is important that we keep supporting each other. सो ये भी हो सकता है कि आपका एक फ्रेंड्स का ग्रुप है जिसमें 3 फ्रेंड्स अच्छी फैमिली से हैं और जो चौथा फ्रेंड है उसका जो है पेरेंट्स कोई उतनी अफ्लुएंट सैलरी पैकेज उनका नहीं है. If you can help out that friend, to pursue his dreams, please do it. I mean, हमको हमेशा ये सोचना चाहिए, हमें हमेशा कोशिश करनी चाहिए कि हम ये कर पाए. So I think what we are taking back, we all should try to give back to the society. This is my message to the younger generation, that try and give back to the society and help the people around you.
Thank you very much, madam. It's a wonderful answer, and we thankful to you for the master talk and the wonderful talk as today's topic, the asking the youth and for the betterment of the tomorrow. And madam, in entire your session, you told that about the future of the humanity. You told about the India's skill report 2020. You also told the COVID-19 is the reflection, and you told that the young generation is totally against the COVID-19 and they are also involved in the various kind of the new innovations. And you also told the various example during the COVID-19 how the youth they convert their talent in the various kind of the things in the various kind of the app is developed by the youth. And you told about the All India Toy Fair also, and so many things you enlightened to the participants as well as to. So we thankful to you, ma'am, and thank you very much for your master talk, and you enlightened to us as well as the teachers, as well as the students, as well as the participants. So we very thankful to you, and we also see to you again and again on PU webinar platform, and not only on webinar platform. Physically, we want to see in our Parul University as a esteemed chief guest, and you should interact with our student, and you tell your up and downs and your struggles, your journey, so they will motivate, and they will also touch their goals, and they will become like a IAS officer as you. So we invite you through this webinar platform in our university on some occasion when we'll be free, madam. So Achilendra Katiyar sir will be in touch with you. So now I request to our assistant professor Achilendra Katiyar sir for the vote of the thanks, and Katiyar sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Once again, thank you. And thanks to Dean sir. And I would like to thanks Digital Cell, DG Cell and Event Cell, Jiten sir, Brijesh sir to organize this wonderful webinar. And thanks, ma'am, once again.
Thank you so much for having me, and my best wishes to the university, all the students. Keep, motivating each other, keep sharing positive stories, and, let us, we all should be supportive. We all should, we all should be caring and sharing. So thank you so much. सब लोग खुश रहें, स्वस्थ रहें. अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस की अग्रिम शुभकामनाएं. Let us all try and ensure gender parity in our society. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.